Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. This is a super video from the Italian press trip that I took. Not all of these brands are affordable. However, all of these brands have high value products. So come with me on a journey to Italy. Come with me to explore 5 different Italian brands that you need to know about. Handmade in Italy for less than $1,000. So this is the story of Goldnote. It's a company that some of you may know, most of you probably won't know, but it's very special. They make super expensive, beautiful products, but they also make very affordable products, relatively speaking. Either way, you need to know about them. So right now, Goldnote makes products from around $1,000 all the way up to $50,000. They make a $60,000 turntable, which is all kitted out with gold leaf. Of course, you don't need to get the gold leaf on it, but they make everything from phono cartridges, tone arms, turntables, amps, integrated amps, DACs, CD players, streamers, all handmade in Italy with Italian parts too. I think the most exciting thing for me is they have plans in the future to have a fully affordable line of products, all made in Italy in a place like this. And it's such a different vibe from other companies because we are surrounded by art. Every single corner of this facility has art. It's not because they want to show off. It's because they believe, and I would agree, that their products are just as thoughtfully created as all these pieces of art on the wall. So for me, this is an exciting company because it's not just about ultra high-end products. Absolutely, they have high-end products. But the future is also to make Goldnote more accessible to more people, still handmade in Italy. PH5, which is the first product in the most affordable series, comes in at around $1,000. And in a landscape that is covered with products, most products that are made in China, nothing wrong with them. They sound awesome. You get huge value for money. But when you hear a story about a product that's handmade in Italy, you see a facility like this, and hopefully I'm going to be able to convey the sheer beauty of this building and the care that they take in manufacturing the products and their mentality of having their suppliers within a 2-hour radius so that they can adjust, they can make changes quickly. Pretty extraordinary when you really think about the value for money and the independence of this company. They are not beholden to making decisions by committee in some giant conference room. Everybody here is passionate about making audio products and about making high quality audio products. And relatively speaking, very affordable audio products.
So I would say that there are two things that we're primarily interested in that are really challenging. One is how do you make hi-fi that sounds good, but it's also affordable. When you just go cost no object type of designs, you can really get up to into the ultra high end. And that is something that has certain challenges, but the complexities of managing to get the best audio quality, a handmade chassis in Italy at an affordable price, that is really, really hard to do. And I think that for us is one of the main goals.
Hey Randy.
Hello.
Got a question for you, man.
Yes.
So we've spent almost 2 days here at Goldnote. What stood out to you the most?
So I was in manufacturing for a long time, and a lot of the stuff that they're doing is stuff that like big companies do, like the Kaizen, the kitting of the parts. Overall philosophy, number one is like, yes, we make super high-end stuff. Number two, we have a focus on making affordable stuff. When you think about something handmade in Italy for $1,000, and that's the vision for them, is to have an entire line of stuff that is at that, because that's like a real threshold. If you can just save up a little bit more, you can get $1,000 amp, you can get this, you can get that. So I think having that super affordable line, which is still handmade in Italy, all that trickle down technology from the higher end stuff that is really high end. I mean, who else is doing that? It's got real gold leaf. Legitimately a gold turntable. What was the first record that really made you want to become an audiophile or made you want to create amplifiers?
The first record I remember very well was Dynasty, Kiss.
Oh, Kiss!
Yeah, the Kiss.
I saw you had a AC/DC sign behind you. You like AC/DC?
Yeah.
What's
sure.
your favorite AC/DC album?
Back in Black.
Yeah.
Very the most common one, I guess.
Yeah. Very good.
But also music cassette is something that in America doesn't exist. It's Franco Battiato, was a folk singer.
Okay.
Very interesting, from 1981. So
1981.
That's the very first music cassette I got.
And what was it, Franco
Battiato.
Battiato? What type of music?
It's
folk?
It's folk, progressive.
Okay.
Yeah, sort of. And the first CD is the Cult.
The Cult. Oh, very
Yeah,
nice.
The Black Album.
Why did you start Goldnote?
I started Goldnote because enthusiasm. You need to like what you do. You need to like music. You need to like audio. Goldnote is a matter of experience accumulated during previous 25 years working in this industry as ODM supplier. And that answers also the question of why we have such a wide range of products in our portfolio. Because our skills, our expertise is related to almost everything. When I decided starting with our own brand, I thought it was crucial sharing and getting the opportunity to bring all our experience accumulated during all these years. More than 25 years is a long time. We have a certain ability doing things, high quality things, having limited budget. That is a matter of efficiency at the end. So it's a matter of smart design and efficiency. So you can reduce price and keeping the quality on top. Now we have a line called 5. The line called 10 is our mid-level anyway, is in the range of $1,500 and $3,000. That is pretty affordable in the high-end audio. Thinking always about innovation. So innovation is not just an empty word in our company. It's something very important. We have a lot of new features included part of our products.
What is the product you're the most proud of?
I must answer PH10. It's the first product that show the ability of thinking out of the box. Not just talking about EQ curves, there are even today, quite controversial. PH10 has been the first phono stage introduce the easy to use user interface, something to use real time. So it has been the first phono stage you can set up without turning off the music. So you could understand immediately, real time, the difference of changing the gain, the load, the EQ curve, anything real time without stopping the music playing. We are doing, for instance, now something completely different about headphone amplifiers, introducing the HP10. They will have a lot of features simply don't exist on the market at all. So it's a very interesting thing. It's a game changer, apart of all the other features of the unit. I believe that people in this industry don't completely understand the opportunity of this business. Even worse, they underestimate this business. This business is something huge, and it merges different things together. So innovation, tradition, luxury, and even the technology. So it merges everything together to something and for someone that really needs to have. So audio and music is something that is important now as it's never been before probably, and underestimated this kind of opportunity is quite silly.
Do you like this job? Well, I love this job because nobody understands that we do something that is very similar to what musicians do and artists, which is you take music to someone so they can experience it in the best possible way. So that's really exciting. And the best thing is that because I consider myself young for the industry, but when I talk to people that are my age and they've never experienced something like this, the first reaction is what excites me the most, because it's almost like first you have a veil in front of your eyes and then all of a sudden you see.
Yeah.
And so that's the best part.
This is the story of Unison Research and Opera loudspeakers. And it's a story about how my unhealthy obsession with speakers got me to Italy. Oh yeah, it's also about family. Opera loudspeakers, Unison Research, which makes amplifiers and other electronics, and I all got started in hi-fi about the same time. It was the late 80s. Unison Research was founded in 87. Opera Loudspeakers was founded in 89, but they had already started making speakers. I got my first CD player in 88. First CDs were NXS Kick and Poison, Open Up and Say Ah. To me, it's kind of funny to see those timelines all together. This trip to Italy was a press trip, which means I didn't pay to go. My travel and my food was paid for. Fidelity Imports is the company that put this whole trip together. And guess what? They didn't ask me to make anything, and they didn't have any input into the videos that I'm making. So all of these thoughts are my own. And before people start freaking out in the comments, the camera industry has been doing this for the better part of a decade. So if you're out there and you think this is a paid-for advertisement for Unison Research and Opera Loudspeakers, this may not be the video for you. However, If you want to hear the story behind two really cool Italian companies, then stick around. It's a fun video. Last day of school for my kids, my girls. I have no idea how I'm gonna make it through the summer considering that I work from home. So this is the tale of two Giovannis. That's right. The founder of Unison Research was named Giovanni. The founder of Opera Loudspeakers was named Giovanni. And you're really gonna like this part. Giovanni, so he got a job, and the first check he made, he went out and pretty much spent it all on hi-fi equipment. So he's one of us. And his parents were furious. But he was also making amps. Somehow this was in the 50s. So this is after World War II, of course. I believe the parts were getting delivered through a church. So one of the priests saw all these electronic components. He was doing stuff with 845 tubes, which I guess were used during World War II. And the priest got suspicious. So he reported him to the authorities. So he had to go and talk to the authorities about why this is for music, not for any type of nefarious reasons. Right now they make amplifiers, they make tube amplifiers, and they also make solid state amplifiers. And the price ranges from around $2,000, well, all the way up. They are going to send me the most affordable integrated amplifier. It's in the Unico series. So I'm really super excited about that. Ugh. The last day of school is a great day to shut down one of the roads. Giovanni put on a master class in amplifier design, and he doesn't speak great English, but he got on a whiteboard and just started sketching out all the stuff behind his philosophy of amplifier design. And then he started talking about negative feedback, and if you don't want to nerd out, you might want to fast forward about 30 seconds. Anyway, he was talking about negative feedback, and that what that does is it pushes down distortion. But he talked about when you do that, it messes with the timing. And we're talking about like nanoseconds. But he said when it messes with the timing, it smears the music. It was fascinating. Prior to launching their own brand in the 80s, the company that is now Opera Loudspeakers had been involved with distributing some major brands that you would probably know today. But it was Giovanni's vision to make a better speaker. A farm-to-fork speaker, which I don't know if you know what that means. Basically means there's the pig, we're going to take care of the pig, and then we're going to feed it right here. Very similar to Gold Note. The majority of the parts, even the enclosures, are sourced in a very small area.
We try to source everything local because we would like to have the control of the things that we do. If there is some problem with the supplier, we can go and visit them. In fact, next week I'm going to visit the cabinet manufacturer because we need to find a solution for something, you know. So it's good to exchange the idea, and there is a kind of collaboration. So I was talking about the family. The family is even our supplier, you know. They come in here, we have, you know, meeting and everything. We try to find a solution together. We need to go with the people that they have the skills to do things, and we need to follow the advice sometimes. The cabinet manufacturer is 40 minutes from here. The PCB is close to that manufacturer too. It's like 30 minutes from here. The capacitor, we have some company that is in Milan that is doing some capacitor. That most of the capacitor that we buy is Vima or Mundorf. In this case, it's the only way that we can control not the value of the product, the resistor or the component, but we can control the quality that we want. And when we start to do that, it was like big changes in the company, in both company, because the standard quality was really jumping over.
Fatto a mano, made by hand. What's one thing you learned from your father?
Always tell truth to people and respect the people.
Did your father ever catch you in a lie when you were a kid?
Yes,
Okay.
when I was young.
What did you lie about?
He asked me if I went to school and I was not going to school.
Very good. What was your punishment?
He kicked my ass.
What do you think was a turning point in the company?
The latest main things was when my father passed away in the 2020, that with the team we decided to do the things that we like. It's not that before we did something that we don't like, but maybe sometimes we follow the market. And now we are always, following the market without losing our soul. Okay?
What is your soul?
Soul is the valve, fundamentally, especially for unison research. In multiple ways, as you can see, because we have the hybrid and we have the pure valve. For us, it's like our stamp. It's better do it one time and do it better.
Yep.
That's it. My father passed away the May 10, 2020, and it was me, my mother on that time, because my brother was not in the company, and we take over the company in the COVID time. Really big pressure, because from one day to another, like you wake up in the morning and say, we need to do something. Maybe with the difficulties, you understand really what you want to do. Actually, I have to say thank you to my mom, because it was like my right hand for many things. And when I was down, he bring me up, and I did the same with her. That one was a critical time, not in terms of sales, but it was like how to manage all this. I think it's not just a business, it's a family. But it's a family between me, my mom, and my brother, and it's a family between me, my mom, and my brother, and our team, and even our distributor. This is what we create, the kind of mood that we create all together.
I think there's some key takeaways from both Unison Research and Opera loudspeakers. They of course have very expensive products, but I think relatively speaking, they have some affordable products. When you consider that it's handmade in Italy, it's not hand assembled in Italy, it's handmade in Italy. They're sourcing as many parts as they can from local areas. The cabinetry on their speakers is next level. And for me, the story is in the family. Giovanni Sacchetti, and I'm sorry if I butchered his last name, and Giovanni Nasta. The Nasta family is now also running Unison. Giovanni is still there, but as far as day-to-day operations, it's all being run by the Nasta family. The mom and the two brothers. And Bart's son, who I believe is 11, is also having some input on speaker design. So I anticipate there will be a third generation of Nastas in the speaker building business. As a YouTuber in the audio space, some people think I'm a reviewer. I say I tell stories and I talk about hi-fi products. Could be semantics. But the one thing that I see sometimes in the comments is how I shouldn't be biased. And I think I should be very biased. Because if a product has a similar price point and it sounds great, but it's made by a family and is independent, whether it be Gishelli Labs, Emotiva, Schkit, Gold Note, Unison Research, and Opera loudspeakers, I think that's the future of our hobby. Why? Because you don't have accountants in charge of how the products are made. And the really interesting thing for me is to start to explore the most affordable tier of these high-end companies. And I get it. Most of these products are going to be aspirational products for most people. But when you have the design philosophy, when you have the quality control, and actually I was looking into it, you have retailers that allow you to trade up products. So I think for some people, both of these companies need to be considered. Outside of their listening room, I haven't spent any time with Opera loudspeakers or with Unison Research. However, I'm hoping to get some very soon. Personally for me, I want to spend my money with companies that are passionate about audio. And as customers, it's great to have all of these choices. And I'm honored to be able to tell their stories. And hopefully there'll be more things to tell about both of these companies. And you've got to check out my video about Gold Note, which is another spectacular company, hand making everything in Italy too. Check it out. I'll put it right here. Thank you so much for watching. That amplifier, 220 pounds. The transformers themselves, 100 pounds. We're going to a famous Italian restaurant for lunch.
I think all their boundaries for how to do something have been removed. Doesn't matter how big it is, it doesn't matter how much it weighs, it doesn't matter how much it costs. They're going to take all of those materials and build the best thing they can. They're not built to a budget at all. And they're combining new school technology with old school technology.
This is the story of Audiophile amplifiers and Alair speakers. I got an incredible opportunity to go to Italy on a press trip. We got to see a whole bunch of different Italian brands. I will link some of those other videos in the description, but this one is all about Audiophile and Alair. They are in a port city called Civitavecchia. Can never say it. It's outside of Rome. Audiophile amplifiers is kind of like if you didn't make any compromises on the design. Nothing was built to a price point. The best of the best of the best.
So I want to show you guys something that makes Audiophile really special to us in the age of recyclable, throwaway products. One of the things that's really killer is all the expansion slots. So they make all these modules here that you'll see. You can buy an Audiophile product and you can pretty much have it forever, because if you need more inputs, if you need more outputs, if you want a DAC, if they come up with a better sounding DAC, you can replace it. They have phono preamps. Everything is modular and it's a board that slides in. And the coolest thing about it is, for the most part, you don't have to update the firmware, you don't have to plug in a USB, it just slides in and it works. And it's really freaking cool. So Audiophile makes everything from headphone amplifiers up to giant monoblocks. And their prices start around $1,300 for a phono board, $2,000 for their DAC board. Their most affordable integrated amplifier starts at $4,000, analog only. One of the coolest things about their integrated amplifiers that I like, if you're into Battlestar Galactica at all, it looks like one of the Cylons, and I love it. Is it true that this is Cylon technology?
I believe it is, Ridge.
Yeah.
I think it's somehow mysterious that the Cylons have invaded Italy and are quietly amongst them, and they're making audio equipment as we speak. Captain Adama.
Captain Adama.
Yeah.
He failed.
He did. He lost to the Pere Grande.
In the past, I would have had zero way to explain why the amplifier was $30,000. But being in the factory, seeing how it was made, I started to understand why it's $30,000.
What you see here is that they've double stacked the transformers. They're going to go into this barrel, they're going to be potted, and this is just the gain stage of the amplifier. So this is not the output transformer. This becomes a transformer for the gain stage. And when you see this in the finished product upstairs, you really only kind of see from here. All of this gets resin, some sort of special resin inside here, and it's potted. And that basically eliminates any opportunity for vibration or anything to seep through into the amplifier.
Can you one-hand this one?
Magnepan, Diptyque, we run speakers that are difficult to drive with Audiophile, and we do it with our integrated amplifiers. So we kind of turn the old adage of you need lots of power, you need these big monoblock amplifiers completely on their head, right? So, and we've been doing that for 3 years. We've been showing that an integrated amplifier can actually run everything and even ridiculously hard loads to drive. So that's been fun.
Apparently Michelangelo designed this fort over here.
The walls were up first,
Yeah.
and then later on, actually, Massimo explained this story, which is a long story I can't do justice, but you should ask him.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
Did the previous contractor walk off the job? Then they had to bring in Michelangelo to finish it?
I believe so. The previous contractor was like a complete shill.
Yeah.
And just, could not be trusted to save his life.
Yeah.
Mickey had to come and save the day.
Diamond tweeter. Diamond. So how much does the output transformer weigh?
The output transformer weighs just under 100 pounds, and that's for one channel, for one output transformer by itself.
And then you said this is all filled with resin?
Yeah, the whole thing is potted. So what you see coming out of here is actually the resin coming through. So every nook and cranny, it's all filled up, all the way up to the top.
And what's the benefit of that? Just isolation?
It's isolation, vibration, noise. I mean, it's basically going to seal that thing inside of that transformer.
What's the differentiating factor between Audiophile and some of the competition?
I think all their boundaries for how to do something have been removed. So it doesn't matter how big it is. It doesn't matter how much it weighs. It doesn't matter how much it costs. They're going to take all of those materials and build the best thing they can. They're not built to a budget at all. And they're combining new school technology with old school technology. So what you see with that output transformer is a very old school technology. You don't see that in many amplifiers today. Comes at an extreme cost, and also an extreme cost in terms of real estate, right? Because you have a massive product to be able to, build something that can handle that size of a transformer and then dissipate the heat as well.
So this is a completely bespoke
Yes.
output transformer
Yes.
just for, all right. Jason, you ever seen anything like this before?
Never.
Never. How many amplifiers have you seen?
Hundreds. I mean, this is very unique. The extra cost that they're going through to do this speaks to a secret sauce, but a commitment to deliver that secret sauce.
We showed you all of the big crazy stuff, but this is the entry level. This is called the FL3S. And I want to say a couple things. It's an incredible integrated amplifier, but the fundamentals of what make Audiophile special are not gone. This is a today transformer. It is custom for Audiophile. It is their own design. Again, you will see the shield ring and you will see the potting of the transformer. Made in Italy in conjunction with all of their testing. It's the size of many companies' monoblock amplifiers. And what you get here is 100% made in Italy integrated amplifier. Uses a transformer like this. And it's flexible because, as you can see here, it has expansion ports. So you can add a DAC to it, you can add a phono preamp to it, so you can pretty much add anything. And this is a $4,000 at retail integrated amplifier, handmade in Italy, custom transformer.
Back in that bag again. Whoa, whoa, yeah, yeah. Hey. Back in that, yeah. Tell them to watch it. Now I ain't talking my pockets, just know we ain't running out the way that we stock it.
We're looking at the Audiophile phono, and what you see here is it's two actual chassis or two components. And the power supply, as you can see right here, is all self-contained, but so much so because, you know, with a phono you're taking a very, very, very
So it's literally two pieces and then they bolt them together?
They do, and well, no, they don't bolt together. They actually float, so they never really touch. So like, I have one of these at home, and they're not touching each other. Okay, you could make them touch, but ultimately there's a little relief there. Keep them away from each other. The power supply stays away.
So it's like two separate boxes?
It is. It is two separate boxes.
In a nutshell, what's the benefit of having a completely separate power supply?
When you think about phono, you've got a very, very, very tiny signal that's on the end of that needle. And you need to send it down the tone arm, and then you need to amplify it a lot, sometimes 60, 80 dB a gain. And noise can infiltrate that pretty easily, so by having the power supply completely separate from the main phono preamp itself, you're limiting the opportunity for the noise to enter the system.